Hey everybody, long time no see. This is not a Blu-ray update. This is not a anything related to movies. Well, kind of is. This is more for my Backstreet Boys fans who are subscribers. As many of you know, I am a diehard Backstreet Boys fan. I have been for 17 years now. No shame in my game. I absolutely love them and what they mean to me and what they mean to millions of people out there. I've met some lifelong friends because of them, and I've met all of them. They've all been down to earth, and I just love their music. Um, Many of you know, and some of you don't. Past year and a half or so, they've been filming a documentary, a feature-length documentary, um, for their 20th anniversary. That was about a year or so ago. Just the camera crew followed them around the tours and did in-depth interviews. And what's really cool is they went to like locations in each guy's hometown and were reliving those moments and telling untold stories and how they formed and how they became who they all became individually, and then who they became when they formed the group. Um, Tug.com, never heard of it. In partnership with the Backstreet Boys, um, said if for certain like theaters, if you sell a certain amount of tickets to each showing, we will guarantee showing your film on the big screen. And I couldn't pass up seeing a Backstreet Boys movie on the big screen. I've always wanted to do that. Lo and behold, they sold enough tickets for St. Louis, where I'm from, and they had the show. It was at an AMC theater in Clayton, if you know where St. Louis is, Clayton Road. It's sort of where Nick performed in September with his solo tour, or with his Door Night tour. So I went, met with some friends who are fans. I probably was the only guy willingly there. Like, other guys were there for like their spouses or whatever. I was there because I'm a diehard fan, and I'm recognized. I mean, I do YouTube videos. People recognize me. They kind of nod. They kind of look at me like they know me. So I'm used to that. But just an amazing experience seeing Backstreet Boys on the big screen. I've seen them perform live. I've been front row, second row. I've met each of them numerous times. I all like to think that they all recognize me. I like to think that because they tend to show that they do. So it was just a overall fun experience, and it was the movie plus a few extras, and it was just so much fun. Now onto the actual content of the documentary, the film. Like I said, it's pretty much each guy individually, how they became who they became, how they formed the group, and where they are now. And they, as you know, have had a storied past with their creator Lou Pearlman, who's now in jail, big huge con man. And they just dived into that. They dived into the NSYNC thing and how that was more not towards NSYNC themselves, but towards management, because their management created NSYNC. So Backstreet Boys management created their biggest rival for a couple of years there. So I thought that was interesting. I already knew that, but it's still everything I knew. I knew all the source material. Like I said, I'm obsessed with the Backstreet Boys, as you can tell. But it's just really cool seeing them tell it in their story, and them telling it raw and filled with emotion. And it's just from Kevin's dad passing away and him having to explain that, from AJ's rehab. And what I found the most powerful aspect of the actual film was just the raw emotion itself. I was teary-eyed. I got mad. I got fiery, and I laughed. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm going to speak of here. Minor spoilage. But my favorite part was just pure raw emotion. And it was with all five of them before this last album and World Like This, with their management crew in a boardroom trying to pick songs to make a track list for the album. And as you all know, Brian has a medical voice issue. Don't know how to explain it. It's just his voice comes in and out, and it's very noticeable, very noticeable. And he's not on the top of his game. He hasn't been for about a year or so. It's nothing his fault. It just happened with his extraneous singing, because he pretty much sings the most out of the group. We used to. It's Nick nowadays, but was Brian. But my favorite part was in that boardroom when they're trying to decide what songs to put on the album. Brian says he likes a certain song, but not like the beginning of the chorus, where Nick absolutely loves that song and doesn't want to change the chorus. And there's creative, differences. That's going to happen. They're going to argue back and forth. And then nobody wants to mention this, because if Brian doesn't mention it, nobody mentions it, because it's something Brian has to deal with his voice issues, his medical issues. Nick brings it up, and Nick brings it up full of raw emotion. First time I've heard Brian say the F word a few times. Nick says the F word like throughout this whole ordeal, and even Kevin gets into it. Nick is arguing with Brian, and it all stems from that song, but it stems from the fact that the elephant in the room is Brian's vocal issues. And Nick compares Brian to Michael Jordan, and Nick himself to Scottie Pippen. He always thought in the group, Brian was Jordan, Nick was Pippen, and he wanted Jordan back, and he was just mad that nobody is bringing it up. It's an issue that Brian can't control, but at the same time, it's not going to go away if nobody mentions it. And just that raw interaction between the two, Nick being as fired up as he was, Brian actually being fired up as I've seen Brian, and then Kevin saying, just chill out, being the mediator there. That was my favorite moment. Not the fact that they were arguing, just a raw emotion, because I saw two men that generally love and care for each other, and that just means the world to me. The documentary, like I said, was I just loved it. I mean, I'm just gonna probably love it regardless because of the subject matter, but just absolutely loved it. And we got to see some like bloopers and bonus features a little bit. I don't know what's gonna happen with wide release of this. It's not coming out in theaters. It is on iTunes starting at like midnight tonight, because I saw a sneak peek Thursday. It comes out Friday the 30th. But I don't want the iTunes copy. I want a physical Blu-ray. I'm a Blu-ray collector. I want to watch it on my television. I don't want a DVD, I want a Blu-ray. So get on that, Ground Control, whoever does that. I want a home release, Blu-ray release of the documentary. But sorry if that noise, it's my dog. But like I said, the movie itself, top notch. If you're a new fan, this will tell you so much and show you the good and bad with the group. And if you're a fan like me that's been there through almost the whole ordeal that they're talking about throughout the film, it's just really refreshing to see them talk about it in their own words. No filters. They don't have to be politically correct anymore. But just an overall good film. I thought it was well done. I thought it was going to be a little hokey. It wasn't. I just absolutely I'm coming back and doing this as if I'm coming back from a show, like that same feeling, like I just witnessed something that was just unbelievable. And they weren't even here in St. Louis, they were on a movie screen. So that's just my rambling, non-coherent review of BSB the movie. If you've seen it, leave me a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. If you haven't seen it, please see it, download it on iTunes. Ground Control, get on a Blu-ray release, I want that. And peace, guys. Keep the Backstreet part alive. This film showed why I'm a BSB fan and why I always will be a BSB fan. To 20 more years into a 9th album and to just kicking ass, guys. Thanks. Love you. Keep the Backstreet part alive, guys. Peace.